Right, let's play again. I want to try and win a few more today, actually. So another. Woohoo! Okay. Let's play an aggressive line against SnoWKiD. We get F4 here. Austrian attack. A quick E5 surprise. Okay, if I take right, so now what about Queen D2 and then try and castle queenside? So C5 is a bit vulnerable. In fact, I'm threatening bishop takes C5 sometimes. No, and the knight's protecting the queen. Okay. So King B1 here. Then maybe Knight D5. What about just H4 going for a hack attack? I think H4. Let E5 drop. If it takes H5 EF. Be on C3 though, wouldn't he? There's Queen D5 there on this knight. Who is SnoWKiD anyway? H5 a defensive move. Okay. So what about something like Knight G5 or Bishop C4? Knight G5 looks interesting. Maybe with the idea of Bishop C4. Put the volume up a bit there on the computer itself. Okay. So Knight G5. Okay. Do I move the rook or Bishop E2? Maybe Bishop E2. Maybe later G4 could be possible. So EF, G4, Rook D5. What about Rook D5 here? Just trying to use the vulnerability of C5 for a moment. Okay. So either G4 or Bishop D2, maybe Bishop D2. There might be Knight D4. Gets a bit scary, but I don't know what else to do. F5, hang on, F5. Try F5. Trying to get onto these light squares. Okay, so it's going to win A2 or D5. What about just FG here? Try and get this this diagonal useful, like Queen C4 here. That looks interesting. Protecting A2. Going to win back the exchange. Exciting game. So I don't know. Knight takes D5 or Queen D5. Probably Queen D5. Try and win back the exchange with Knight F7. Okay, Knight E6. There's Knight. No, there isn't Knight B4 or D3, so I'll take care. Okay, am I getting to his king at all? Maybe not. What about G4? Or Knight E4 to G5? Knight E4 to G5 looks good. Let's play Knight F7. So I'm on A2, protecting A2 at the moment. So Knight G5. Or G4. Knight G5, then Queen G6 if King H7. So that looks good. Knight G5 looks good. Am I going to get revenge on one of the heavy guys today? Knight G5. Let him sack the exchange back. Because maybe HG and then G4. Or could I have played G4 there? G4. G4 here, is it too late? He's going to come down to F1. There's no... he's going to play something like Queen B5, come to F1. I'm going to take, I don't know. Don't know if there's any safety moves here. What about Rook D1 to D7? G4 Queen B5 example, B3 Rook F1. What about just C4 there? Queen B5, C4. Okay, let's go for it. C4 here. Interrupting the communication. You can just play Queen. This looks good. G8, yeah, Queen E8, a take on H5. It looks good. Can't be that bad, can it? Do I want to keep the queens on? Keeping the queens on. His queen's passive, you know. So I think he'd probably be scared if I kept the queens on. So Queen D5. Let's keep the queens on for fun. The Queen E4, because then Rook H5 would be a threat. So if I keep the queen on, try and keep this attack going. Maybe he was shocked by C4, not expecting C4, or just... Oh, again he's inviting this. Okay. And he's forking my pieces. And this is Queen D1 to avoid the exchange of queens, but then Queen G2, then G takes. Oh, let's keep the queens on. Oh, the Queen F3. Alright, I'm taking now. I'm going into this ending. I have to try and not lose on time. So a minute down. So how do I play this ending? Get the pawn majority going, get the king somewhere, D5, get a king march going, maybe Rook E4 at some point. Getting the rooks off as well. What's going on here? Alright, let's get these pawns going then. I've got material up. What's he doing? I'm going to get my king. Does he think he's going to win on time against the pre-move master? If I play for A5 here, or C5, to try and avoid losing all my pawns, get the king to E3. Can I get the king to E3? Otherwise I'm winning A7. By the way, I've been trying to play ergonomically today, so yeah, I accept inaccuracies. I'm just trying to get good positional play. Just try and play intuitively, try and save energy. I think this game might be testament to that. I'm not trying to think too much. So here, I just want to use my pawn majority to try and win this game. I think it might be a draw though. If I play B5, I'll try for that A pawn. Is he in the square? Unfortunately he's in the square, so it's a draw, isn't it? What is it? B6 takes A6 King C6, A7 King B7, so he's drawn. So I think I have to go for the draw, because A6 King C6, he's in the square. Did I fluff this up? I had a win and I fluffed this up. Anyway, Anyway, at least a result against the title player today. Let's have a look at the endgame just briefly. Oh, how did I mess this one up? Bishop C5. So here, I took... Just B5 is winning. How did the king get to save the A pawn here? Just B5. Tragedy. Tragedy. Anyway, draw's better than losing, but B5 is just clearly winning. This A pawn's unstoppable here. And now it's not. One move, one inaccuracy here, one step closer, and the king's miraculously coming in. But here it probably wasn't. Just King E3 was a huge blunder. B5. Doesn't matter about the pawn. I'm blocking the pawn. Don't have to win the pawn. Oh well. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Terrible. In a way. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.